Talking prep, Springdale football. Zach Clark kind enough to join us this morning. Coach, tough week. Got that first loss, unfortunately, but very good, I think, Bentonville West team and having to travel to Wolverine Stadium. Bulldogs started out good, but kind of came out on the short end of the stick.
Yeah, we did. Give credit to them. They played extremely well, especially in the third quarter, kind of, took it to us. And uh, we outplayed them in the first half. And like we talked to our guys, though, and it's just kind of been the way we've been slow starters, and haven't necessarily played bad in the first half when really we went in up 16-14 at the half and should have been, or felt like it certainly could have been, at least a 10, anywhere from a 10 to a 21 point game in our favor. And the point is, when we're playing well, we have to get better at executing and making sure that the score is indicative of the type of game it is.
I know a lot of people talk about West's offense, but I think their defense may be one of the best in the 7A West, and people overlook that, and they sound like they hunkered down pretty good in the second half on you.
They sure did. I thought they're extremely physical. Moving Kendall inside. He was that's been a game changer for him. He's outstanding. He's an SEC linebacker for a reason. But one thing they do, Bentonville does it as well. It's just kind of the type of kids they have in the scheme. Both those programs do a great job at not allowing explosive plays. So you look up, it is very hard to to have an 8, 10, 12 play drive without messing it up. And they do a great job of limiting explosive plays and making you earn everything, every yard you get.
First loss of the season. How's your team responded this week? How's practice gone to this point?
Well, we've had a great week of practice. That's been encouraging. I think our guys probably having a rivalry game helped. But the other thing's this. I mean, our guy, we're a veteran enough ball club that they know, hey, win or lose, you got to come back the next week and prepare the same way. There's going to be ups and downs. We've got a big game this week. We'll have a big game next week and another big one the following week. It's just kind of, life in the 7A West.
Yeah, no doubt. As we take a look at the conference standings right now, Bentonville West, the sole undefeated teams. You're right there at 1-1 with Fayetteville and Har-Ber, and of course, as you mentioned, Har-Ber, the game coming up Friday night. And I imagine you don't have to say a whole lot this week to get their attention.
Right. No, I mean, but they're still kids. I mean, the big thing is, hey, let the fans, let the students, let them get, into all the, I guess, foolishness for lack of a better word. But really, I think our job as coaches is to make sure that we're focused and relaxed enough to play our best game. I mean, and that's all you want to do in any game is just, play up to our capabilities. And if it's good enough to win, then that's great. If it's not, then, like last week, you tip your cap to the other side and move on.
What have you been working on? What's been the focus this week in practice?
Well, I think, one thing the biggest thing that's hurt us are penalties. And, everybody, I can live with the penalties that happen during play, during a play. I mean, everybody's going to have a hold, a pass interference. I can live with those. Those are effort plays. What we have to cut down on are the penalties and eliminate the penalties when the ball isn't in play. And that, that starts with lining up, having the right guys on line of scrimmage, not jumping off sides, lining up on sides, and then after the whistle, get back in the huddle and celebrating with our teammates. I mean, just all that stuff. That's what kills you. It's not the effort penalties during the play, but it's the ones that happen before and after.
We hear coaches mention that a lot. How do you correct that? What's the procedure to eliminate that?
I don't know. I think it's just a lot of times the game gets going too fast. I think for some people, just to slow it down, and try to make it simple. It's ball key or key the inside knee, whatever that key is for a defensive lineman, whatever a key is for a linebacker. It's knowing the snap count, number one, on offense, or receivers watching the ball. It's as coaches, it's getting plays in and out, getting lined up, and run it. Make sure we're comfortable with the plan, so we can simply execute our keys, execute our assignments. And that's our job as coaches, and then it's our job to educate them as far as, I think it's a cultural deal that after the whistle stuff, that guys now, they need to understand it's not an indictment on your manhood if somebody says something to you and you're hurting the team. And if you care about the team, you're going to put the team in front of yourself. And there's some things that obviously, we can live with. There's some calls that we disagreed with, but most of them we don't. We've got to do a better job of staying focused and staying accountable to ourselves.
What's going to be the key for the Bulldogs to beat the Wildcats Friday night?
Well, I think not making the game bigger than it is. It's the next football game. It's going to be a fun atmosphere. It's there's enough stuff that always goes on in a rivalry game, but it's making sure that we simply play as well as we can and we execute. And if that happens, we'll let the results, let the chips fall where they may, and we're either going to be good enough or we're not. But it's our responsibility to play up to our capability.
Is there any advantage to being the home team in a situation like you're going to face Friday night?
I don't know, that really there is, especially, you play over there in JV, really everywhere up here in the West, you play, I think, there probably is. There's always a home field advantage, but, in a rivalry game, especially crosstown rivalry, it's not like you're going into unfamiliar territory. And, anyway, so I think that, that advantage, it certainly is. I mean, you get to dress in your own locker room, but I wouldn't call it a huge advantage.
Okay. All right. Well, enjoy it. Best of luck. It's going to be a great atmosphere and going to be a packed house and going to be a lot of fun.
Thanks, Blair.
All right. Thank you, Zach.